Good morning, everybody. I'm using a handmade solid stone. I'll explain that a little bit later. But there's usually a little center bump that you can use for reference for the center of your stone after making these, after using the molds from Happy Dotting Company. I used a pencil to make two lines, one bigger than the other, just so that there's a little border there. And now I'm going to paint the inside. I'm just priming it white with matte, flat white acrylic paint. So I did like a couple of coats of that to prime this because it will darken once it's sealed with resin, just like other stones. It does darken a little bit and it dims the color a little bit. So I'm going to do a couple of coats of white, and then I got to find my pencil lines again, my circles, and paint those black. So do that when the white paint is dry. That's the best thing to do. There is going to be a lot of lining because we are going to do a stained glass type rock today. I love doing the stained glass type rocks. They're so much fun. I have a bunch of them. Well, not a bunch, but I have a few. So take a look in my video list for any stained glass tutorials because they're really fun. I have a tulip one that's really nice. You might have seen them before. Take a look. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. You might be new here because of a friend of mine named Silas. He is Jackson's buddy, and he's been like a little salesman for my channel lately. So hi, Silas. Thank you so much for the people you're telling to subscribe to my channel. He's just such a sweetheart, and he really likes my stuff, and he's very sweet about it. So I wanted to say hi to him. So now that I've got my two lines, they're in black. My white paint is dry. That gives me the opportunity to take a pencil and an eraser and sketch on the design that I'm trying to put on here today. And if you saw the thumbnail, you know that it is a stained glass sunset. That's what we're going to try and do. So there are lots of renditions of stained glass sunsets that you can find online if you want to look at pictures before you start, before you decide what you want to do with it. I kind of combined a few different stained glass designs and came up with this one. So it's really very easy. And I don't even really feel like using a ruler or anything. So I was using that helix tool as a bit of a straight edge. But you know what? I just decided to wing it and make the lines without using a ruler. You might not want to do that. You might also notice that my water is a bit crooked. That might bother you. So you get to do your water as straight as possible. I am going to try and fix mine because it looks a little weird, but yeah, you do you. If you are more concerned about things being exact or straight, definitely use the tools that you need to use. I do not even do whatever you need to do. I have no problem with that. There's no rules here. So once I have the design in pencil, I'm going to go over everything quickly. This is just a quick lining, so it is quite messy with black paint. I'm just using acrylic paint all the way through. So I'm going to add a little dusting of glitter at the end. It's kind of like sugaring everything with glitter. That's one of my favorite things. So you'll see that later, and that's also optional. But right now, we're just keeping the picture that we want to keep so that we can get rid of any pencil lines that we don't want. And I just want this kind of down so it's kind of like a coloring book. We want our picture in black and white, and then we're going to fill it with color. I usually do this with gold and black when I'm dotting. Same idea. This time we're using black and white to get this the way we want it. And there's a lot of correcting and cleanup Right now I'm correcting. So if I made my sun lopsided, I'm trying to fix that now. And then once I have it the way I want it, I can do another lining of black. And then after that, we can add color. I will go in after we add color again and line it again. So you're going to get really good at lining your picture. So don't put too many little lines, like little tiny ones. Keep them, you know, a nice distance apart because there's going to be a lot of lining to do. It's tedious, but there's a reason, because we want this to be exactly the way we want it to look. We want it to be just that way before we add color. So this part's kind of boring. Put on a documentary or some really good music. Get yourself a coffee and line away, and it'll take a little while. It took me a little while. This rock did take a few hours. I've edited it down so that it's much shorter, so that you guys are able to watch the video and not get too bored. But I've sped it up quite a bit. So this is a tedious, long process, and you really gotta love the fine lining. If you don't have a lining brush like this, click in the description of this video. There's two ways to do it. You can find the tutorial in the description of the video, or you can go to YouTube and type in Rachel's Rocks Fine Lining Brush, and it'll bring you right to my tutorial. It's only a couple minutes long, really super quick and easy, and it saved my life when it comes to fine lining. I promise. It also takes practice and the right kind of paint. Consistency. You don't want it too watery, but you don't want it too glooby globby. So I just showed you I'm going to be using a variety of sponges, finger sponges, as well as Craftsmart sponges that are wooden sticks. I found them at Micheals. I'm also using a blending brush as a little sponge. I have a blending brush tutorial as well, if you're interested. But now this is all ready and dry. The black and white is dry. Now I get to fill it in with color. So I used to do this with coloring books. I'd go on the outer edge. I'd get the outer edge filled in, and then I'd go in and color the inside. And I'd usually do the inside a little bit lighter than I did the outer edge. I don't know why. Did you do that? Did you used to color when you were younger? Did you like coloring? Were you like OCD about it? Was it calming, therapeutic? Let me know in the comments. I didn't color that much, but enough. I don't think kids color nearly as much as what my generation did. So I will list all of the paint colors that I'm using in the description of the video if you're worried about using the same ones. My sun is a pure orange, but I'm also going to lighten that a little bit with some moon yellow. I'm going to be using vivid orange in the sun and pure orange in the parts that I just put there, the part of the sunset. So I'm going to use a variety of different colors: lavender, hot pink, different shades of yellow yellow with white, yellow and orange, or yellow, orange and pink, and then a little bit of white. You're going to see these change. There's going to be some peach in there. But it's just me wanting to have every single section of the sunset. I wanted it to be a different color. That's just me. You can do what you want with it. Same with the wave and the water. I'm going to be doing different shades of blue. You choose what you want to do and what colors you want, but I will list them in the description. So this is more of a moon yellow. I'm going to do two sections, but I'm going to lighten certain areas. I'm going to add white because I don't want them to be exactly the same color. You'll see that change as we go along. I'm going to start with a lavender now. And I'm going to be using one different paint brand. Usually I use Folkart, but today I'm going to use Martha Stewart only for one color. and it's hot pink. So I wanted some pink in the sunset, some purple in the sunset, and I'm going to be lightening all of these little sections just a little bit, kind of like so that it resembles stained glass a little bit more. Of course, this is a stone, a handmade stone, but you can do this on a real stone. Just make sure you prime it white first, just like this. Couple coats of white paint, or you can do it on a canvas. You can do it on a table outside on your back deck. Just make sure that if you're going to have it outside for any reason, whether it's on a canvas or a stone or a table, that you keep it out of the sun, because the sun bleaches paint like crazy. Even if I use outdoor paints, even if I spray with UV spray, the sun bleaches your paint colors. So it doesn't have that bright beauty and colorful background for very long if you keep it in the sun. But if you keep it in the shade, it will be perfect. I've kept rocks outside for long periods of time in the sun and in the shade, and the sun definitely is the problem. Resin holds up great in the Canadian strange weather changes, and rain and all of that. Really cold, not quite freezing temperatures, but really cold temperatures. The resin holds up great, but not the color. And that's the saddest part to see disappear. So you can see I've used like a little different shades, a little bit of pink mixed with orange to make like a peach color. Then I added a little bit of white, and I've got different shades of yellow. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to use a little bit of light lavender to lighten this area. And I'm also going to put a little light lavender sliver on the other side of the pink. So yeah, just do what you want. If you think there should be some blue in your sunset, definitely put it in there. You can also do like the shape of some clouds up in that area where the rays of sun are coming up. You can, with your black lining brush, do the shape of some clouds, and they can be white. And then you can do the rays around the cloud. Totally up to you. You can do whatever you want in your little stained glass picture and fill it in with whatever colors you want. That's what's fun about this, is I'm just giving you a little bit of inspiration and showing you how quite simple it is. There's really not a whole lot of technique, and your lines don't have to be perfect, and they don't have to be straight. And you know, if you can manage to find some finger sponges, sponges, or even cut yourself some blending brushes, like my blending brush tutorial. They work just like sponges. Well, not as good as sponges, but they work even in the little small parts. So depending on the sizes of brushes you have, you can cut all sorts of different sizes of blending brushes and use them all the time. Always, when you're sponging or blending like this, always rinse off your sponges in fresh water before using them, because or else they will have like a little bit of color to them and they'll mess up your other colors. So you always have to use a different sponge for each color and rinse them out really good. I throw mine in a fresh bottle of water at my desk, and I keep them in there while I'm doing all this. But then when I'm done, I go rinse out the bottle of sponges with some soap, and they're all clean, ready to dry up and use for next time. So now I am going to work on the water, and I'm using like a patina color, but I've lightened it with white. What is going on? Maybe it's because I got the job that I was applying for. I was going to wait for a little bit to tell you, but it's probably because I got the job and I'm excited. So I can't think straight. So that's why my words are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're failing me. My words are failing me. But yes, if you have been to the last couple of videos, you'll know that I have been struggling Since my separation from my husband, my sons and I have been struggling, but I only have my youngest son living with me. My other son is almost 21 and he's got his own place, but it's been financially very difficult. So I've been searching for a job, and I got the job after 2 interviews. And I'm really, really excited. And I just want to thank anybody here who has like prayed for me or sent out into the universe, positive vibes for me. Thank you so, so much. This means that I can afford to eat and I can still afford to paint for you guys. So that means you get to see me, but probably there might be like a little lull in videos while I'm getting used to working, and Jackson's getting used to it. But you'll still see me. That's the best part about this, is I don't have to stop doing this. It just might not be as often, but I'm not going anywhere, so you guys don't have to worry about that. I'm going to keep posting. I'm going to keep painting. That's been my life. That's been my therapy as well. So I'm not going anywhere. But I wanted to share with you that I got the job, and I feel like there's a lot of weight lifted off my shoulders. And even my friend who works at the post office, when she saw me the other day, she's like, "You seem lighter. Like your energy is just lighter." And I'm like, "Yes, I feel lighter. Thank you." So, yes, a noticeable difference in my happiness, and same with Jackson. He's very happy. Landon is so happy. My friends are so happy. I'm just very excited that it's a new step in a positive direction for me and for Jack. So very, very excited. Anyway, I've done a whole lot while I was gabbing. I'm basically just adding different shades of blue: cayman blue, calypso blue. The darkest blue is cerulean. Then there's peacock blue. And then I've added white to peacock blue to get another shade. Like, just use a variety of different blues. I wanted to do the top of my wave the lightest color. And then the rest I can just do whatever I want. Because with waves, there's like a white cap. So I didn't really want it to be completely white. I wanted to do it the lightest shade of blue. So, and then the rest, like under the wave, I wanted it to be a bit darker. I'm just kind of going with it. I'm winging it like I always do. So you can choose what you want to do with these colors of blue, what shades of blue you want to use. Totally up to you. I'm just doing what I feel like doing. And you can see the picture is kind of fuzzy now. Like if you sit back and look at it, it's kind of fuzzy because I've blended over top of all of our black lines and I've made the picture fuzzy. But we're going to clean that up and crisp it up very, very soon once we're done with the color. Now I am going to share a tip with you later when it comes to glitter, because I tried it out and it worked. Oh, I brought you outside. It was nice for a little bit and it wasn't too stifling hot. But it's been pretty warm the last little bit. So I brought it outside with you for a little bit just so that we can crisp it back up again. Get rid of that fuzzy look. I'm also going to try and adjust my water. My horizon line is a little bit off, but that's okay. I really don't mind, but others might mind. So I'm going to attempt to fix it for the others. I'm really enjoying the sunshine though. This is my paint towel. This is the towel that's usually on my lap when I'm at my desk, so that I can just wipe my hands on it and wipe my paintbrush on it and move on to the next and sponge off that color. And yeah, it's better than doing it to my clothes, although I do it to my shirt as well. So I have like specific paint uniform shirts. I'm not allowed to wear them in public anymore. They're specifically for painting. I can hear a dog yelping outside, so I'm going to apologize for that. The neighbors have a new puppy, and I can probably share a picture. One second. His name is Peanut. And he looks at me through the fence when I'm drinking my coffee. And he is just the cutest thing in the world. So yeah, I just made you famous on my channel, Peanut. It's my little neighbor, Sneaky Peek Peanut. Sneaky Peek Peanut. He just sticks his nose through the fence to look at me. It's adorable though. So yeah, when I'm outside painting, I do get to see Peanut at times. But right now he's like wanting to come inside. So I think he's yelping out there. So I apologize. I always apologize for like kids playing and normal noises that happen on a random day. Just in case someone's bothered by it, it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, so you can see I've kind of like crisped everything up just by giving it that nice full black line. And I've made the line a little bit thicker this time around because I want to make sure everything is covered. So I've gotten rid of all of that blendy mess, all the fuzziness, and I'm going to bring it back inside and show you some glitter. So these are like little nail glitters. I was going to use some watercolor on everything, but I decided against that, except for the white ring that's around the outer edge. I'm going to do some, it's kind of a pinkish, sparkly, white watercolor. But these ones that I'm using is like a nail powder. You can get them on Amazon or anywhere that you can buy nail supplies. You can get like a pack of 6 or 8. They're all different colors. And it's just this very, very fine glitter. And it's usually used to like chrome up your fingernails. But I use it to dab it on all the different colors here. I tried to keep it off the black paint, but as you can see, I'm having to like re-outline some areas of black paint because I got too much glitter on it. But the trick I wanted to share with you is hairspray. In order to keep all of this glitter where you want to keep it, you can seal it with something like well, it's hard. It makes it run everywhere. And if you want to keep orange glitter in an orange area and blue glitter in a blue area, you need to hold it there. So I actually used hairspray, and I'm going to show you that a little bit later. But right now, I'm keeping my white ring, and the rest is black. So the rest of my stone, even the back of it, is black. And I'm doing that now. Now I'm just fixing the white ring to make sure it looks circular. It's not weird anywhere. And then I'm going to line where the black meets the white. Right now, I'm going to use gold. So there is a little bit of gold in this rock. Usually there's gold in all of them, but so here's where I put the gold on. I've got black and then gold, a gold line to separate this from the black. And that's the only gold we're going to put on it. I'm sorry. You know I love gold, but I will bring gold into the next one probably. Who knows? Who knows? I plan on doing jellyfish because I haven't done one of those. So stay tuned for the next video. If it's not a jellyfish, I'll apologize. But I plan on doing a jellyfish, like a neon jellyfish. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. There's the hairspray. I use like a finishing spray. So it's like very, very fine. So find like a finishing spray to spray on top of the glitter to hold it in place before you seal it. So that way the blue glitter stays on the water. The purple glitter stays on the purple, the pink glitter stays on the pink, the gold glitter stays on the gold. And then when it's sealed with resin, that's how it looks. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. I loved making this stone. I don't know if it's the good mood I'm in or if it's the colors I used or what. It made me happy. So I hope it makes you happy. I hope you're going to create one as well. This is it in picture form. just beautiful. I love it. The water's still a little bit off, but you know what? I don't care. It looks absolutely stunning. It's going into my Etsy shop today, as well as the turtle and a couple of other ones, a surprise box. So if you follow me on Facebook, don't forget to hit the like button here and share and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I love you. Make sure you check the description of this video on how to make these stones, and visit Happy Dotting Company on Etsy to get the molds and anything you need for that. Also send love to the owner of the shop. She's going through some health battles right now, and she's a warrior, so send her love. But also purchase her stuff, please. The link to her Etsy shop is in the description. Just look for Happy Dotting Company. She has lots and lots of stuff. I love you guys. Keep painting. I will be back soon. Until then, bye.